Hey guys, you are with the Tech Science. Today's topic is what are the rules, maybe protocol, it may be called as the conventions when you are writing any chemical equation. So this is the chapter which belongs to the chemical reaction equations of the 10th standard, where we have to follow some kind of rules and regulations while you are writing some kind of chemical reaction or chemical equation. In that case, the chemical equation having the different types of protocol. So what kind of protocol that you have to follow? So this point explained in detail. Some of the point I already written here. So here these points are nothing but the hint only for the students. They are not directly, these are not the headings for the student, because it is my own headings which can be like memorize the students in short how to write the points which is given in a detailed manner in a textbook of any chemist. Okay, so here if you observe in a chemistry, if you found during a chemical reaction some of the elements are involved, in that case those elements which are involved in a chemical reaction, they are called as the reactant. And when reaction get completed, a new elements are formed, and that new elements are called as the product. So here the reactant means what? Reactant means those elements in between these the reaction, chemical reaction occur, and after completion of chemical reaction the new element that has been formed, it is called as the product. So here what is the first rule or what is the first convention when you have to follow while writing the chemical equation? In short, I am writing for the only tricks only for the student is position of element along with the arrow sign. Now here element nothing but a reactant as well as the product. So the reactant are always you have to written on the left hand side, and then product is on the right hand side. In that case an arrow indicate the direction of the execution of the reaction from reactant to product. Example, we can consider any kind of example like CuSO4 copper sulfate solution plus Fe. Now what happened here? There is a displacement occur and a ferrous sulfate solution has been formed along with the copper. So here copper sulfate plus ferrous, these are the reactant. That's why they are written on the left hand side. And the product that has been formed during that, it is called ferrous sulfate and copper. That is what the product, they are written on the right hand side. And here this is what the flow of the execution of the chemical reaction. So this arrow indicate the direction of the flow of reaction from reactant to product side. So this is the first protocol or the convention how to write. So in which short we can say, we can infer that reactant left hand side, product right hand side, in between these arrow indicate the direction of the execution of the chemical reaction, is it? So this is the first case, that is called position of element along with the arrow sign. Second, number of reactant to the product. Very simple, whenever in a chemical reaction the reactant or the product, if they are more than one, in that case you have to use the plus sign. Now already I am written here like FeSO4, CuSO4, this is the first reactant, F is the second reactant. So if you have to join these two, what we have to use? We have to use the plus sign. What we are using? Plus sign. In the same manner, at the product side, there are two products are formed. Again, we join with the plus sign. This is what the second convention. So if the number of reactant products, number of reactant or products, if they are more than one, in that case, you have to join with the plus sign. Now, third one, use of the physical state. Whenever you have to return such kind of chemical reaction, always write down their physical state. For example, if they are solid in nature, in bracket you have to mention S. If they are liquid in state, you have to write in bracket L. If they are gaseous in state, you have to write G. Either you have to use the upside arrow. If they are aqueous solution, then you have to use in bracket AQ. If they are in precipitate form, PPT form, in that case you have to use down arrow for the precipitate. What is precipitate? A solid substance which is insoluble in water. It is called the precipitate. So simply you can write like copper sulfate. This is the copper sulfate. So this copper sulfate, it is an aqueous solution, means it is dissolved in water, then it is called aqueous. Plus Fe, which is in solid state like this, S. So this is what somewhat meaningful. Now it is more clear for you. Next one, arrow indicate the direction of the flow of the execution or the flow of the chemical reaction. What happened here? An aqueous solution of ferrous sulfate has been formed, that is called again AQ, plus copper, layer of the copper get deposited, means it is in solid form. So this indicate that you have to write the physical state. You have to use the physical state. That's why the reaction is more readable. Example, you have to like liberation of the hydrogen, liberation of the gas. For suppose there is a water and you have to do the electrolysis of water. In that case, what happen here? There is a liberation of hydrogen and oxygen gas. Then you have to liberate the hydrogen gas. This is the symbol for the liberation of the gases. If you have to like balance this, you can balance it very easily. 2H2O plus 2H2O. After passing the electric current, you got there is a liberation of hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So this upside arrow indicate liberation of the gases. This is what the second thing. So you can mention their physical state also. Next one, we have like precipitate reaction. What is that? Example, AgNO3, silver nitrate. When it react with the sodium chloride, what happened here? Here sodium nitrate has been formed along with the precipitate of AgCl, that is called silver chloride. It is called silver chloride, and it is a PPT na? Then you have to use the downside arrow. So this is what somewhat the meaningful information you got. This is what it indicate that PPT has been formed. What this indicate? Liberation of the gases. What indicate like pressure, like solid state. It may be aqueous state, it may be solid state, it may be aqueous, solid, and so on. That's why the chemical reaction should be more readable, more informative for you. So this is what the third convention. You have to mention the physical state at the bottom side of the chemical reaction. Next we have, what about the symbol of the delta? Symbol of delta stand for heat. Example, very easy. When calcium carbonate CaCO3, when you get heated, how you have to write? You have to provide like this. Calcium carbonate. When it get heated, what happen here? Calcium oxide has been formed along with the liberation of carbon dioxide gas. Again, physical state. There is a liberation of the carbon dioxide gas. So here, this is what the symbol for heat. This is what the symbol for the heat. We have some kind of reaction in the chemistry like exothermic reaction. In that case, we can write like this. When calcium oxide reacts with the water vigorously, what happened here? Here, calcium hydroxide has been formed along with the liberation of heat. So heat get evolved. In that case, you have to written like that. So this is what indicate exothermic reaction, where the heat get evolved. In the same manner, if there is an endothermic reaction, you have to write heat at the left hand side. So this is what some of the convention, how to you have to use the delta sign, where you have to use the heat. If there is exothermic, use right hand side. If there is endothermic, use on the reactant side, that is on the left hand side, and so on. Some kind of condition also you have to follow. Now what about the conditions? Condition means how? Example, let it be. Observe, regarding the conditions, for example, some kind of reactions are there. If you want it more like readability, in that case you have to write the condition. For example, there may be a possibility of the like how much temperature we have, how much pressure you have to apply, what about the catalyst, presence of the substance in which the chemical reaction occurs, although that substance is not actually participated, it is called catalyst. So that reaction is more like readable. In that case, for example, vegetable oil. When this vegetable oil, which is in liquid state, when you pass the hydrogen gas at what? At 60 degrees Celsius, in the presence of nickel as a catalyst. In presence of nickel as a catalyst, what happened here? Here vanaspati ghee has been created. It is like vanaspati ghee is a product that can be formed when the vegetable oil along with the passing of hydrogen gas at 60 degrees Celsius as a catalyst is a nothing but a nickel. So this is what the extra, like we can say that the conditions, and these conditions either you have to write on the upper side of the arrow or down side of the arrow. Then you got this such kinds of reactions are more clearly. Example, in photosynthesis we always written that in upside arrow. In biology also we written that in upper side of the arrow we written it as a photosynthesis reaction, presence of sunlight. In downside, presence and on the downside of the arrow we have like presence of chlorophyll also. So this kind of information should be meaningful while you are writing the chemical reaction. And the last point, what is that? The spatial information also you can write for the when you are writing the chemical reaction, which gives more clarity and the readability for the chemical reaction, and that should be helpful for the doing the experiment in a laboratory also. Example, suppose some kind of solutions are there. The solutions are basically, it may be dilute, it may be concentrated. So in that case, if you written like that also, then it's very easy to understood what kind of solution that you have to be take while performing the chemical reaction. Example, copper, which is in solid form, when it react with the nitric acid HNO3, which is in liquid form, of course, but it is concentrated. It is concentrated. So if you written like that, it should be more meaningful. So this is called the spatial information. And here the copper nitrate has been formed, CuNO3 taken twice, along with a poisonous nitrogen dioxide gas has been liberated with formation of water. So this kind of information, that when you written, like it may be a dilute solution or it may be the concentrated solution, which leads to a meaningful information will be given to the end user to perform the experiment or the reaction. It's very in simple manner. So these are some kind of the conventions that you observe. Which are they? In short, first of all, a reactant, that is called position of element. Means what? Reactant you have to written on the left hand side and product on the right hand side. In between this you have to use the arrow sign. When the reactant and products are more than one, you have to use the plus sign. When you are writing the chemical reaction, always write down their state. Either they are solid in state, they are liquid in state, gaseous form, precipitate form, it may be an aqueous solution, etc. Whenever there is a concept of heat, at that time at the upside of the arrow you have to use the symbol of the delta, or it may be a liberation or absorption of heat. You have to mention clearly. If at the product side, it is called exothermic reaction. If it is the reactant side, it is nothing but the endothermic reaction. You have to write the conditions, whether there may be a presence of catalyst, there may be how much pressure you are applying, at what temperature you have to do this, whether you are passing electric current or not. So such information you have to written on the upside or the downside of an arrow, and special information always written on the bottom of the every reactant or the products, which should be helpful for the readability of the particular chemical equations. So these are some kind of conventions are there which are writing while you are writing the chemical equation. Thank you.